when somebody says to you they have old leads, what is your take on that?
Please send them to us.
Yeah.
That's my take. Like, people underestimate the value of conversations. For us, all conversion happens in conversation. If people were to just have A, more conversations, and B, better conversations, they would transact more. It's so interesting. Like, when I chat with agents, I say to them, I'm like, think about even how we're having this conversation right now. Are you ready to move right this? Are you ready to sign with me right this second? Well, no, not right this second. Like, we get warped ideologies around how quickly people make buying decisions. And it's like, sure, do 5 to 10% of the marketplace, will they make a buying decision right away? Of course. But those aged leads are most likely not being touched by other people. Maybe they opted in 3 years ago. Maybe something happened in their life. Those conversations that you have with these aged leads can lead to an introduction. And that's the power of the referral-based business. We only focus on referrals of the past clients, but what about the referrals of the people that you've educated that say, hey, maybe now's not the right time, but maybe 6 months down the road is the right time for me? It's like, amazing, Vikram. Do you happen to know anyone else that might find this information useful? Maybe they're not even considering making a move. Would you be opposed to making a quick introduction for me? You're listening to the number one real estate podcast in the world, where we talk with real estate professionals all across North America about their wins, losses, lessons, stories, help you win in your local market. Today, my name is Cody from Sheridan Street. I'm joined with Vikram Deol of the Real Estate Sales Academy.
A little stumble there.
Vikram. Huh?
A little stumble there today.
No, I was letting it breathe. I was letting it breathe. Every once in a while, the window's open to the left. It's really sunny here, so I'm trying to not be, unlike you, I don't have blackout curtains. I just have to roll how I roll. And the sun is shining today in beautiful Medellin, Colombia, and I'm letting it breathe, Vikram. I'm letting it breathe. I think that every once in a while, you need to stop and just let it breathe.
Right, I breathed this morning at 4 a.m. to Joe Dispenza.
There you go.
23 minutes, and then I took a shower. No, got up, brushed my teeth, and I got on the hyperbaric chamber. And I did he's got a lay down meditation. I did about 40 minutes, and then I fell asleep for about 40.
Hey, you let it breathe, bro.
I let it breathe with the oxygen, the good old oxygen. So it was good.
Yeah, 100%, man.
So let's jump into it, man. So I've been talking to a lot of agents. You've been talking to a lot of agents, and not every agent's losing. Like, a lot of people think that everybody's losing, and there's a lot of people that are winning. And what I did after following your lead this week was I opened up the Real Estate Sales Academy for a 14-day trial to people. Right now, there's qualifications, right? You got to be at 100K, and you got to be doing at least a deal a month, because if you're brand new, or if you're not making enough money, then you're not going to be able to bring a lot of value to the other clients that are already in there that are doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 listings and buyers a month. But I opened up a trial so that I'm like, you kept saying proof over promise. And that's exactly what we're doing, because there are agents that want to work, and there are agents that want to win, and there are agents that want to, I wrote an email today. It's, you want to win, not whine. You want the beer, not to bitch, right? And we want to work with those agents. And I sent you a list of leads of 4,200, 4,300 leads about a month ago. Maybe 2 months ago now.
About that.
Yeah. And, the first month was a little rocky. There's a lot of opt-outs, a lot of who the F are you? Because, they're 7 years old. But my client, Heidi, she almost wrote an offer for her first one, right? The framework she was using was a little off. So we went in there, we corrected it, we worked on it. She got comfortable with it, and she almost wrote an offer for 1.7 from what people called old leads. And I was talking to a lady today, and she's like, my team, she's a brand new agent. She's like, my team gave me old leads. And I'm like, what's going on with them? And Kuval, he's got Z buyer leads, right? And we created a framework for his Z buyer leads, which he booked 2 appointments out of. And these are 4 to 3, 2018, 19, 2020 leads that the agent stopped paying, his team leader stopped paying for, because he's nobody can convert them. but we created a framework and he booked 2 appointments. So I guess from the lead man, because you guys are the lead people. When somebody says to you they have old leads, what do you like? What is your take on that?
Please send them to us. Yeah, that's my take. I think that people underestimate the value of conversations, and I think that for us, all conversion happens in conversation. If people were to just have A, more conversations, and B, better conversations, they would transact more. Where it's so interesting, like when I chat with agents, I say to them, I'm like, think about even how we're having this conversation right now. Are you ready to move right this? Are you ready to sign with me right this second? Well, no, not right this second. Like, okay, like think about how like this is like we're talking a $1,000 to $2,000 a month investment. You're speaking with somebody. Yeah, you're speaking to somebody that wants to buy a $500,000 investment or a $1 million investment. That conversation, we get warped ideologies around how quickly people make buying decisions. And it's like, sure, do 5 to 10% of the marketplace, will they make a buying decision right away? Of course. But those aged leads are most likely not being touched by other people. Maybe they opted in 3 years ago. Maybe something happened in their life.
Yep.
Those conversations, and we say all the time, those conversations that you have with these aged leads can lead to an introduction. And it's like, that's the power of the referral-based business. It's like, we only focus on referrals of the past clients, but what about the referrals of the people that you've educated that say, hey, maybe now is not the right time, but maybe 6 months down the road is the right time for me. It's like, amazing, Tom, amazing, Vikram. Do you happen to know anyone else that might find this information useful, that is considering just like, maybe they're not even considering making a move, but would you be opposed to making a quick introduction for me just via text message? It's like, we do it agent to agent, no problem. But it's like you when you build enough relationship and enough rapport, you have the ability to ask for the introduction. Yeah.
I want to get I want the world to stop using the word rapport for salespeople, because, I don't know that we've actually had this conversation in depth, but when I created the Trust, Rapport, Influence Sales Method, right, the TRIZ method inside the Real Estate Sales Academy, and you guys, we meet 3 times a week for an hour each time. Our Monday calls is all about role playing. Like, what are the objections you're getting every single day? Like today, I was on my coach's call, right? And my coach said, "Hey, Vikram, what's the main objection you get?" And I'm like, "Money, and I need to think about it." He's like, "Is that what he's like, "That's the same thing your clients get, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "When was the last time you fully wrote out the process?" And I was like, "Oh my God, dude, it's been months." He's like, "And when was the last time?" He's like, "Because you're running a business, you have clients to serve, you're doing all the marketing, like you don't have a huge team." He's like, I see how active you guys are on social. He's like, "When was the last time you actually sat down and recorded just that part perfectly?" And I was like, "Bro, it's been months." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Because I worked with you on it months ago." And he's like, "Let me send you exactly what we worked on." He's like, "Send me an email so I don't forget." I'm like, "Sure, no problem." And I was like, dude, that's so crazy that even the people that train it forget about it, right? And we meet 3 times a week inside the academy because Monday is all about objection handling, like, because you're going to get objections, right? Like every salesperson gets objection, whether you're, well.
And let me say something. If you're not getting objections, you're not talking to enough people. It's just simply put, you're not having enough conversations. If everyone you speak with is signing with you, you're not having nearly enough conversations in order to build a sustainable business. That I would not be proud of a 90% close rate. What that means is I'm not having enough conversations.
No, I was talking to my other coach, Matt, who's like the CEO of like a huge sales training company, right? And I shared with you the document that he shared with me, and he goes, we can manipulate the numbers just by changing when the pop-up comes up on the free video. He's like, if we put it at minute 3, we get a ton of leads. He's like, if we put it at minute 20, we close 100%. But if we put it at minute 10, so it took us 90 days of just playing with the video placement to figure out where it actually popped the best. He's like, and right now at about 8 to 10 minutes, we get as many leads as we need, but the quality of the lead is good enough where my agents are closing 50 to 60%. So they're not wasting a ton of time, because if somebody watches 10 minutes, they're interested and they're committed and they're indoctrinated. And he's like, and the reason why we meet so many times every week, right? Like, because I paid the advanced program to get some access to a couple of like the CEO type of people for more business coaching. And he says, it's amazing if you know what you're doing, it's amazing. He's like, but these are accelerated programs, Vic. He's like, you're an accelerated training program. He's like, who's your competition? Right? I was like, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, the Buffinis, right? How often do they meet with their coaches? Once every 2 weeks? Like, that's their bread and butter program. They meet every 2 weeks for how long? 30 minutes. How long will it take when you're in a little incubator, a little silo? And I've been a part of Tom and Mike, like great guys, great people, friends with them. But if you're in this little bubble where it's only you and your coach for 30 minutes and you don't hear what anybody else is doing, I remember my coaching sessions. The first 10 minutes was like BS. Then it was like a bitch session. And it was like 80 minutes of actual training. And then it was like, all right, I got to go to my next call. I got 375 clients that I got to get through. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I had a question, he's like, hey, Vic, just email me the question. I'm like, okay. So I emailed him like 5 questions. He's like, we'll cover that in your next call next week. And I'm like, bro, why'd you tell me to send you questions if you're not going to respond to them for 2 weeks or a week until... So we created the accelerated program that you get to come in for 3 hours every week to learn how to prevent objections, to learn how to overcome objections, and to learn how to write your scripts in your own language, still using human psychology, NLP, so that when they come to you, Cody, they're like, yo, I'm ready to buy leads. I'm already consistently closing 2 to 3 deals a month. I have 10 to 15, 20,000 in cash flow. They come to you, you're like, hey, here's your package, whatever it is. I don't know how much you charge, a couple grand, I would assume. They come to you and they're like, dude, we just closed an additional 3 deals and now we're doing 6. Now they're like, they need to go to our friend Raquel to learn how to scale their business, because they're like, we need to bring in a VA or we need to bring in an admin and we don't know what to do. I'm like, go talk to Raquel. Like she's the scaling queen of real estate companies.
Yeah. And I think that like one of the biggest things you and I were chatting about, and what I love that you took my advice around the 14-day free trial in the Real Estate Sales Academy to show them the proof over the promise. Something that we're doing. Anyone with over 2,000 leads in their database, we'll call them for you for free, send you 3 appointments, show you exactly how the system works. Yeah. And I love that you're doing that 14 days.
Our big one is,
go ahead.
Our big one is that you come in with your biggest one objection, right? You come in with your biggest one objection, because if I can help you, like, I'm not, let's be honest, dude, in 3 or 4 sessions, I'm not going to be able to lay out exactly the tonality you need to use. I'm not going to be able to listen to you for enough times so that you are like Superman and Superwoman closing 50, 60, 70, 80%. But if you can overcome that objection 1 time extra a month and you get a listing because of it, and the average sales price, let's say in your market's like 450 grand, and you charge a 2.5% commission, right? Or you charge a 2%, right? Even if you took it at 1.75%, you paid for not only the whole 6 months to work with us in our accelerated real estate sales academy, so that you can actually learn how to overcome it many more times and improve your skills, but you're going to go out there and be 10x more confident. So you're going to buy that time back that you actually wanted, because agents work their face to the bone because they're so scared that if they say no to a client or a prospect, they're going to lose the deal. It's crazy.
And when you don't have the right skills in place and you're not able to effectively have conversations or curate those conversations 100%, it makes complete sense. If, you're waking up waiting for Johnny, your friend Johnny down the street to refer you business, then and that's what I love with the Sales Academy is that is not what it is. It's not like it's really all about how are you going to curate through activities. I mean, you were chatting with this, activities. How do you curate more business? I want to close out.
Well, wait. Yeah, we got to go a little bit longer. So I was talking to somebody yesterday. He said that he was a part of a coaching program for 1 full year. He says, I never was told to track my numbers. Yeah. He's like, nobody ever told me to track my numbers. I was like, bro, you should just like, I don't even care if you join me or not, but you're in the trial. So like, we'll have fun, but like, just track your numbers and you'll see a 10. He's already closing 4 deals a month. I was like, you'll see, and he's got a team. I was like, so you will see like a 20% increase just because you're smart and you already know business. The second thing is that, what were you saying a second ago, Cody? I just totally spaced that one. Oh, dude. Okay. So I got a really good tip for you guys. So you keep talking about activities. What you should do in your tracker is you should allocate a point system to all of the different activities that can generate money for you. So let's say like sending a DM to somebody on Instagram, like that's a low activity. So let's call that 1 point. So if you send out 50, right, in the day, that would be 50 points. Let's say making a call to your sphere, right? That's a little bit of a higher activity. We give it 3. Let's say calling like the age leads is a 2, right? At the end of the day, if you know that you need to make 500 points to get to your end goal of 3 deals or 5 deals a month, and if you're a team leader listening to this, like this is how you build a KPI sheet. How many points did you earn today? Oh man, I only earned 350. Okay, bro, what happened? Like, why didn't we get to the 500? It's 3:00 right now. You're at 350. I see it because I got my dashboard here with all of your guys' information. I see the 350. How do we get you from 350 to 500 before 6:00 tonight? Because like
it's
just
the leading
gamify.
It's the leading. Yeah, 100%. It's the leading versus lagging indicator. So many agents, what they'll do is they'll say, hey, we want to do 2 deals a month, but they haven't done 2 deals a month for the last 5 months. They've only sold 1 or 2 homes. It's like, okay, what are the activities? And this is something we chatted about, the now business. How do you create it? Now business is created. Doesn't land on your lap. Now business is created through activities, through consistent communication, through consistent conversation. There's your referral business, which is like, I would consider gravy. You shouldn't rely on referral business. It should be like, this is great.
That's a bonus. That's a point. That's a bonus. You get a referral. That's like a bonus activity for the day, but 100%. It's not like, you're not going to like it. Let's say we give a bonus, right? And I know we're going over here, so bear with me. But let's say you give a bonus of 10 points to a referral, right? So you did a really good job. You provided excellent service, blah, blah, blah. You did all the right things, like all the things that you guys are really good at. You did that. And so let's give the referral like a 25-point activity. If you need 500 points to book an appointment or to book a sale, right? If you need 500 points to book a sale and you're at 25 with your referral, and that referral came in once a month, maybe, because it's not even guaranteed you're going to close the referral. Like you can see all of a sudden, wait a minute, I was supposed to be at 10,000 points. I'm making shit up here. I was supposed to be at 500 points by the end of the week. I'm at 25 or I'm at 100. Okay, that's why I'm going to be working Saturday and Sunday. But if you get to your activity level by the Friday or the Thursday and you're like, yo, I want to take a 3-day weekend. I'm like, bro, take a 4-day weekend.
Yeah. And I think it's something we've been doing with our business developers, because like, if we know that their average close rate is 20 to 30%, then I'm sitting there being like, how do we get you to 10 showed appointments a week? If we just get you to 10 showed appointments a week, we know that you're going to hit your goals. You're going to hit your 2 clients a week. We just got to do everything we can possibly do in order to get like, and this is like you said, the gamify, the ability to actively do activities that drive results. But if somebody wants to learn more about your free trial in the Real Estate Sales Academy, where can they reach you?
Yeah, we'll drop the link in the YouTube channel. The link will be in the YouTube. We'll update do we have a link tree on Instagram? Go to Coach Vikram Deol. Go to Coach Vikram Deol and type in, DM me the word trial, Coach Vikram Deol, the word trial, or if you put trial like on any of my posts, I know exactly what that means. And I'll personally DM you and get you the next steps to join for 14 days on the Hizzle. What about you? Where do they go for you?
Just DM me on Instagram at Codmay, CODMAY. DM me the word trial. And if you have over 2,000 leads sitting in your database you're not doing anything with, we'll call them for free, send you 3 appointments, show you how the system works. after that, we can chat about possible next steps. But we're over on time. I want to say thank you, Vikram, and I want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Our Agent Podcast. We'll see you soon.